everybody, it's Gabby. Nice to see you again. Today I'll be telling you the different titles of Korean families. In Korean, the actual titles to call your relatives and family is super complicated. There's so many different names that you call like your grandparents from your mom, or like your grandparents from your dad, and then the grandparents' sisters, daughters and sons. It's just so confusing, but I'll be telling you the simple ones, the ones that are most commonly used. So let's start from your own family. You have parents, 부모, brothers and sisters. Brothers in Korean is 형제. Now 형제 is also used for like bros, your pals, but 형제 means like brothers in the family. For example, if you want to use it in a sentence, oh, the Franco brothers are so handsome. Oh, Franco 형제 진짜 잘생겼어. And then sisters is 자매. And then there's also 남매, which is brother, sister. So 부모, 형제, 자매, 남매. So those are the exact words of brothers, sisters, brother, sister. But now let's see how to call them, how to address them. First, to address older siblings, it's always different whether you're a female or male. For example, I'm a female and then I want to call an older brother or an older sister. It's different than how a male would call his older sister and older brother. I'm pretty sure you know this already because it's everywhere in dramas and in K-pop culture. But to call older brother, if you're a girl, then you call him Oppa. But if you're a guy, then you call him Hyung. And then to address older sister, if you're a girl, then you call her Unnie. If you're a guy, then you call her Noona. For younger siblings, there isn't any callings for their gender. So younger sibling is just 동생. But I've never actually seen anyone calling their younger sibling 동생? 동생아, 동생아. Normally they would just address names. So if your younger sibling name is like 소현, then you just call her 소현아. Koreans like to put a at the end of a name that ends with a consonant, and ya for the ones that ends with vowels. Like my name's Gabby. When my boss addresses me, he would always say Gaby야. But when someone addresses me with my full name, Gabrielle, Gabriela, they put a at the end. I think it's kind of just like an ending that you put to make it a little bit friendly, or like there's a certain of affection in it. Maybe you've heard, like for example, like BTS, they would call each other 형아, 누나야. As you already know, it's not only for siblings. 언니, 오빠, Hyung and Noona, it's not only for siblings. Even 동생 is not only for siblings, but it's for people that you're close with. You don't really call anyone who's older than you as Oppa or Unnie. I learned this the hard way. Back where I'm from, Indonesia, we call older people kak. Even to like people you don't know, you would address them as someone's older than you. So like if you go to a convenience store and then you want to ask the clerk like where the chips are, you would just go like, excuse me, kak. When I came here, I didn't know this. I just saw Unnie and Oppa means just like any older person. So I would go to like shops and start calling them Oppa and Unnie. They would just stare at me like I'm some kind of a weirdo, which I totally was. So don't do that. Don't call people Oppa or Unnie if you don't know them that well. Even when you know them, like if they're you're a senior at school, but you're not very close to them, you don't really call them Oppa or Unnie. You always address them by their title as a senior. So 선배, 선배님. Or if you have like a close young supervisor at work, still you never call them Oppa or Unnie. This is for like friends, like older guys or girls. And then your parents, you can call 아빠 and 엄마. But I think some like guys my age, usually they've been back from their military service, and since then they will change how they call their parents from 아빠 and 엄마 into 아버님 and 어머님. But I noticed that in Korea, they never say my to refer to their own family. They say our. I used to say 내 엄마 because I would be just translating my mom in my head before saying it, but To Koreans, it sounds weird and awkward, so they would just say 우리 엄마, our mom. What about your uncles and aunts? So your uncles and aunts from your dad, you can just call your dad's brother as 삼촌, 삼촌, meaning uncle. It doesn't really matter if the uncle is older or younger than your dad. Well, in the past, they use a lot of like 작은 아버지, 큰 아버지, but I think now it's just like 아저씨 still do that. Like people my age, our age, they don't really use it anymore. They just say 삼촌. And then your dad's older or younger female siblings, you just call 고모. What about 삼촌's wife? What about the uncle's wife? She's not related to you, therefore you don't call her 고모, you call her 숙모. 삼촌's wife is 숙모. And then 고모's husband is 고모부. Your dad's parents, 할아버지, 할머니. From your mom's side. It's almost the same, but you just need to put 왜 in front of it. So instead of 할아버지 and 할머니, it's 외할아버지, 외할머니. Your mom's brothers, you can just call them 외삼촌. And your mom's female relatives, you can call 이모. 외삼촌's wife is 외숙모. 이모's husband would be 이모부. Uncle is 삼촌, and then cousin is 사촌. This is from the number 삼 and 사. This number is from the family tree. So in Korean, the way you call someone is by how many levels you go through until you find this person in your family tree. It's a complicated thing, so I'm not gonna bore you with it today, but just remember that 삼촌 is uncle and then 사촌 is cousin. Sometimes you would know your 오촌. It would be your grandparents, siblings, children, or grandchildren. Children. Grandchildren would be 육촌. Anyway, that's it. I hope you learned something new from this video, and if you had any confusion, I hope to sort it out. Never hesitate to tell me if you have anything to ask, if you have any requests, or if there's some feedbacks that you would like to add. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye!